The International Criminal Court has found former Congolese militia leader Germain Katanga guilty of aiding and abetting murder and the attack on civilians. The court has, however, acquitted him of the charges of sexual slavery and rape. Katanga was charged with 10 counts of war crimes and crimes against humanity for an attack on a village called Bugoro by a militia group he allegedly commanded, the Patriotic Resistance Force. He now remains in custody awaiting sentencing. He was charged alongside Matthew Chui, another militia leader who was acquitted for lack of evidence last year. The former militia leader becomes the second person to be convicted by the court. His conviction has, however, sparked controversy.
Today's verdict is part of an independent and impartial judicial process which pays homage to the highest standards of the due process.
The basis upon which he's been convicted was very different to how the prosecution put their case. It's the judges who have changed the charges, and that's why one of the judges disagrees with her two other judges. So we've got a majority decision here. It's really a new law being imposed on Germain Katanga, and of course he's disappointed.
So let's now get some analysis on that verdict issued to Germain Katanga. We're joined from our Johannesburg studios by Jean-Pierre Lukamba, the South African Development Community's Regional Coordinator for the Congolese Democracy and Justice Campaign, a group fighting for justice in the DRC. Thank you very much for joining us here on Africa Live. What is your reaction, though, to the guilty verdict on Germain Katanga today?
Thanks a lot for your channel and the viewers. As a Congolese, we are having a mixed reaction. The first reaction is actually there's a relief because we can see that there's a justice, even is very slow and is very selective, and also that we are hoping that something can be done to end the impunity in the DRC.
Well, to end the impunity in the DRC, let's take a quick look at what's happening on the ground, though, as a result of that verdict. What will be the impact of this guilty verdict on the ground in the DRC, bearing in mind, though, that Mr. Katanga is the second person to be found guilty by the ICC after Thomas Lubanga?
On the ground, the victim they will be happy because they were waiting that verdict from the ICC. But the problem is that Germain Katanga is not only the second Congolese, is the second person since the ICC was established in 2002 to have that verdict from the ICC. And yeah, but actually there's a hope that people from the ground, they will start to trust, to put their trust in the ICC verdict and proceedings.
Well, clearly, though, the people on the ground are waiting for justice. And if we reflect on the recent fighting in eastern DRC, how best can justice be delivered to the victims there?
Actually, the best way of giving justice to the victims, not only even the victims, because the main problem of the DRC, you'll recall that we got more than 80 armed groups. And there's also atrocity committed by some element from Congolese National Army. And the only things about the DRC, the main issue about the DRC is a lack of responsible leadership. Because the people of the DRC, they want the rule of law, they want justice, they want democracy. But only with a responsible government, we can have those things.
All right. Well, Germain Katanga is only the second person to be convicted there by the ICC since its formation in 2002. And clearly a lot of atrocities have happened there in the DRC. Do you have faith, though, in the DR Congo justice system that it could take over some of the cases, as some have argued the ICC verdicts take too long to come?
To be honest with you, actually, the majority of the Congolese, they don't trust the Congolese justice system. Only if they can have some pressure from the international community, such as the United Nations Security Council, African Union Peace and Stability Council, maybe something can be done. But actually, there's no, from the Congolese side, there's no faith to our justice system. This is my opinion.
All right, Jean-Pierre Lukamba joining us there from Johannesburg for your insight. I thank you.